Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome back to Barb's Vault. Today in the bunker, we're going to be discussing junk. Where do you find it, and how come you always seem to be out of it? But first I wanted to highlight a comment here from Bongo Cat. Would love to see it never run out of junk vid, because it is such a pain in the vault trying to do something only to find out that you're low on resources. So this is an issue that I was running into a lot, around level 50 to 100. Every time I went to go repair one of my weapons, I realized that I had no repair kits, and I actually had no scrap to repair the guns with. So there's actually a couple of different ways that I've gone about avoiding this problem altogether. Number one is claiming workshops. So if you're relatively new to the game, you probably see these guys. Another good example of one that I have not claimed is this one up here. So what you're going to want to do, don't be afraid, mosey on down here, and you can claim these workshops. So when you claim the workshop, it's actually going to give you a little countdown timer, and it will unlock plans for extractors. So you can see right here, got myself a black titanium ore from a titanium extractor. Over here, got ourselves a concrete scrap. And then the real star of the show, the love of my life, the junk extractor. Look at those sweet, sweet loose screws, loose springs, fiber optic bundles. I never thought in my whole life I would be so excited by trash. That's a great way to not only get a ton of experience, to unlock plans, and you get some pretty good rewards for it, but it's a great way to just passively get junk so that you can repair all your items. There's actually no downside to going around and claiming a few different workshops. You're just going to want to make sure that you have enough materials to craft generators, to actually craft the extractors themselves. And then periodically you're going to have some events that require that you come back to defend them. So always just slap down some turrets, and usually it's more than enough to handle them. Sometimes you have to reclaim the workshop or repair all your items, but as long as you're just staying vigilant about it, it's not really that much of a problem. And then the other way that I'm always making sure that I'm never running out of materials, and you guys are going to love this. That's right, baby, it's motherfucking Westtech. Don't you dare stop for a single second to think about the implications of what you're doing. Sure, these super mutants just want to prolong their existence because they're infertile. That's right, there's nothing in these balls. What do you care? You're a guy that's come here to kill all of them, take all their weapons, and scrap them for the materials you need to make more weapons, baby. So the reason why I'm giving you the meta of actually going over to Westtech and just cutting through swaths of super mutants and their dogs is because there's actually workbenches located here in Westtech. Kill some of these dudes. Boom. Chemistry benches right there. So what I normally do if I'm running real low on materials, or if I'm just in need of some random bric-a-brac, I'm already in here. Let's say I'm just trying to like farm frag grenades to sell off to the local vendors. Just take all of it. Come over here to one of these dudes. Scrap items. Just scrap absolutely everything. You get just ludicrous amounts of scrap. I did this for obviously hours, because that's normally how I'm grinding out levels, and I had about 2,000 steel scrap just to casually give over to one of my buddies, just because I'm like, well, what am I going to do with it? It's just sitting in my in my scrap box. Why don't we spread the wealth a little bit here? This is sort of an endgame tactic, because the further you go along, you're going to realize that it's just a huge pain in the ass to constantly be going around trying to find scrap on your own. And it's just way more time sensitive to come here when you're grinding out levels, just killing tons of super mutants, and you have those workshops in the background doing their thing, earning you scrap without you really having to think about it. The big thing that I've been trying to do with the game recently is I'm trying to really optimize how I'm playing, and running this channel has really helped out a ton. I've had a lot of people who have really kind of shined a light on some of the things that I could have been doing better, some of the things that I could have been doing to make the game a little bit more enjoyable for myself. Okay, spawning in here, you're gonna see, let's see here, ooh, we have a bunch of waves of robots. So as I said before, I always make sure that I have at least a few turrets up here. I believe I have 1, 2, 3, and this will more than likely get the job done. These are like very, very easy events to make sure that you're taking care of your workshops. I think that that's sort of a thing that people get worried about when they very first start playing the game. They see this workshop option, they claim it, they have some mobs spawn in, and they probably think that's a little bit more of an intensive event than it actually is. I know that an issue that people have early on in the game is they're always really low on carry weight. But I would still make sure that you're getting these things. Maybe even build your house kind of like in a central location that's maybe sort of near these things, so that way you can constantly be going back, scrapping them. You can actually drop down scrap boxes and whatnot here if you have Fallout First. So you can actually build here the same way that you would at your camp, and it's going to make your life a little bit easier if you have up some defensive walls or some turrets. I wouldn't worry about, investing too much of your resources here to defend these places, because honestly, the events, like I said, they're not that difficult, and you would just be wasting your own time trying to build something here. So I usually just put up the turrets. Let's see what we got here. Boom. See that? Got some plans just for defending this place. So like I was saying, these are all going to be passively gathered for you. So you don't need to stop what you're doing, go back out there into the wasteland and find these scrap on your own. So if you're not already doing it, make sure that you're claiming these workstations, because you get good experience for it, you get good loot for protecting it, and you're going to get a ton of material in the process. So as long as you're doing these, more than likely you're not going to be wanting for scrap. And again, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to everyone who has liked and subscribed and commented on all these videos. I'm getting tons of great tips from all the people who are out there commenting. And as I always say, make sure you go check out the comments below, because there are lots of veteran players out there giving great advice, a lot of things that maybe I'm not thinking of. Remember, boys, just because the world ended doesn't mean you can't be friendly to your neighbor. Until next time, love you, appreciate you.